Well, isn't this a fun day? The woke Manhattan District Attorney has just removed safeguards so as to set the stage to indict Trump as soon as Tuesday. They've been going on about this witch hunt for years on end now, and I finally think that with the Manhattan District Attorney removing safeguards, taking out constitutional provisions of due process, will allow them to move forward in their initial witch hunt, which they initiated on January 6th. Now that January 6th has been debunked, and we all know the truth about January 6th, they did not get what they want, and now the true storm that Mr. Trump spoke of, I believe, has finally arrived. Now, regardless of how you feel about the man, whether you're Republican or Democrat, this really illuminates the elite's agenda and their unusual and dire need to out Trump from the public sphere of influence. Now, what did Trump recently speak about not too long ago? Well, I'll remind you, tribunals for elites who have been indicated in pedophilia, crimes against humanity, other financial crimes. So now what we're seeing is the far radical left ushering in another season of hunting down we the people on an institutional level simply because they did not get their desired outcome with January 6th. Now, if you're watching this right now, I am going to say I don't believe in two-party elective politics myself. After the last 3 years, we've seen nothing get built back better besides the Taliban and foreign interests. So when you want to discuss matters of Trump and why the elites hate him, 3 years later they're going after him with the same tenaciousness they initially did. And Trump, regardless of how you feel about his past, this is no longer a matter of right versus left, Democrat versus Republican. This is simply facts versus falsehood. And whether you choose to go along with that falsehood or not is totally your prerogative. So now that we're facing a situation in which a district attorney is going to unlawfully indict a former president of the United States for crimes that he had alleged to have commit versus a bunch of people, the very people trying to indict him, also happened to be Jeffrey Epstein's best buddies. Yeah, so that's totally not a coincidence or whatever, but the train derailments, the balloon situation, yeah, that's totally not a distraction from possible disclosure of this current administration. 9 boxes of classified documents, 9 more classified documents were recently recovered in Boston, Massachusetts at the JFK presidential office, which were previously at the Penn Biden Center at UPenn. But they were removed, let's say a week before the FBI called the Biden administration telling them that they were going to perform some kind of a search on his house. So that's totally not a coincidence either. But going forward, I would just really say, whether you voted for Biden or you didn't, or you voted for Trump or didn't, you have to use your discernment right now, because it's coming down to the wire and the true shoe to corruption is going to drop, and you're going to have to pick your lane, because this is no longer about the partisan interests that would be associated with that of the Democratic left, or the partisan interests that would be associated with that of the right. This is just a matter of trying to get somebody who clearly has an ace in the hole as far as what the elites have been up to for quite some time now. None of this stuff is new. This stuff should have been exposed from the get-go. And all I am telling you right now is, whether you're a far left person who hates someone like me, or you're watching my show and you're on the fence, you need to pick your side soon. I'm not trying to incite any kind of division, but this is fact versus fiction, okay? This isn't just, oh, they're a Republican, so what they have coming to them, they deserve. This is a corrupt district attorney who has had a target on Trump's back from the whole entire inception of his presidency. So going forward, whether you're watching this video to mock me or think I'm some kind of an idiot, I really implore you, like I always say, to do your due diligence and your research outside of the Google sphere, outside of the Snopes sphere, outside of the fact checker sphere, outside of the mainstream Pansy Avenue legacy media sphere. You have to do research that you can, by proxy, verify through tertiary findings rather than what the mainstream media is peddling to you. So going forward, Trump's arrest is very likely. It is probably going to happen soon, according to the community of people that oppose that of the Biden administration and all of the horrible policies that he has drafted, which are no less just revived Obama-era provisions that are just being revived, and that's basically just undoing everything that the previous 45th president did, which was arguably quite well. I mean, wouldn't you want children to be saved? Wouldn't you want millions of dollars to be appropriated in saving children from the horrible practice of child sex trafficking? And here you are, you got all these people, Epstein's best buddies, trying to indict Trump. I really wonder what this whole pattern or trend is. And obviously I'm saying that quite sarcastically. So going forward, I'm going to make another video soon, and it's going to be an entire situational analysis. And it's going to be up to you whether you just dismiss this as more hearsay coming from the fringe alt-right, or if this is somebody who's trying to speak to you in a bipartisan manner right now, which I really am. I hope everybody found this video useful, but the Trump indictment is very imminent. It's a very real threat, and it's likely going to be done without any due process, without any real constitutional provisions. And it's because this district attorney is removing safeguards that would originally protect somebody from unlawful prosecution. So keep an eye out for that in the next week. Thank you so much for watching. This was the Civil Savage 76. You'll hear more from me soon. Thank you, and have a wonderful evening.